requiring manufacturers of hardware and publishers of software that sell or license their programs or related features and assets for them. Require them to leave these in a functional state and prevent remote disabling, or make it illegal for them to disable them remotely when at end of life. During the period of time you're offering Windows 7 or Rust, that particular version, Rust Legacy, and you're actively, being paid for it. And at the time when you decide to essentially sabotage everybody's copy of it, you need to give away the goods and give people a version that will work perfectly in perpetuity. Because a license, or you've sold something, depending on the wording you're using, doesn't make any damn sense for someone paying any actual amount of money. Now, if something's just simply given away and someone wants to destroy it because they're embarrassed by their work or they feel that it competes with the current product, for instance, the extremely early version of Rust called Rust Legacy might be seen as competing with the modern Rust Legacy, except that they're so just absolutely freakishly different that that's not true. Having an old Model T that isn't even really capable of doing most of the things we need to do today, but keeping one shouldn't allow Ford Corporation to go out and have the legal right to open your garage and take your product. It shouldn't be able to happen. And yes, there is an equivalent with that. Publishers who did encyclopedias and publishers that do books that are required reading at colleges. Every year people buy college books, and the books are really just remixes of older books. If you're studying ancient history, a lot of things get found out that are new each year, and you can obviously learn up on them. But it shouldn't require you buy a specific company's version of history in order to learn it at a specific college that, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, gave out bribes so that they can make money off of your students. That is a closed system that is not acceptable. With video games or a Microsoft Word or Windows or whatever, it's understood that people like me, will make it to where the software can't be shut off remotely by turning off telemetry, disabling the updates, doing all the things that you have the power to do to lock down your computer for security reasons. Also has the effect of ripping Microsoft Corporation's talons out. Apple wanting to turn off your Apple iWatch, or whatever they call it, because they just want to make money and sell you quite literally not just the same thing, but maybe something worse, demonstratively worse, and then every few years they put out the older version again. This pump and dump thing, sort of like Trump creating tariffs, then pausing them by telling all his cronies that he was going to do so. That kind of crap, by definition, should be criminal. And by the way, yes, it is. Yes, Donald Trump is a criminal. He's committed a crime again. And you assholes out there allowed the law to be changed to where no president can ever be charged with a crime when they commit it. And you're just going to have to pinky swear that they won't commit a crime. This is how you get out guillotines, okay? Now let's move on. But video games, software, hardware, firmware, updates to someone's tractor that the company wants to use so that you can't use your tractor anymore. People like me show up with literally an iPhone or some other smartphone and plug it into the whole shittery and make the damn thing work against its will. Well, we get sued and taken to court for making the hardware work against the company's wishes because they got tired of you not paying their $200 or $1,000 a month fee to be able to start the engine. Yeah, that's the dystopian world you're in. These companies don't make money making anything of any value. They make money by holding a gun to your head. Any remote disabling at end of life would have to be prevented. They'd have to leave it in a functional, playable, or usable state. Assets or related components that only work with the product would have to be given away for free and made available for free for a reasonable period of time. To continue independent functional state, make them still useful for the public, and for consumers that had already paid for it, they would only have to guarantee that once. Once that is done, these programs would be floating copies. It would not be able to be controlled anymore. You would give them effectively a financial value of $0 at the end of life so that people didn't lose anything. The only thing worse than you deciding not to sell it anymore and maybe giving it away, which doesn't hurt you at all, it just means you're giving it to people, is making it have a negative value at that date so that you can, and then demanding people buy a new version. No, I'm not angry at Gary and Face Punch or anything like that. I didn't participate in the jailbreaking of Rust Legacy, as an example. I did participate in the jailbreaking of every version of Windows that's existed by finding better and better ways to make it to where it can't kick and scream while you take away its power over you. Same thing with Microsoft Office and Internet Explorer and every other program. Just find a simple way to hack the damn thing. And yes, I'm advocating for it. It's not piracy at all. Basically, calling it piracy, oddly enough, works historically. It's sort of like telling people that they're a pirate when they need to eat bread and they just want to eat bread, so they make bread and you complain you're not allowed to make that. Only the king's, cooks can make it or something. So you can make an artificially scarce item out of it. It's not how the world is supposed to work. If you already paid for it, you have access to it. If you're no longer selling it, everybody gets a free copy on that day. And they get to relive its wonder and joy. And if you put out genuinely a better product, for instance, Unreal Engine 2 was obviously better, but Unreal 2, the sequel, was terribly bad. And a lot of us have thought of remaking it. Sorry, Mr. Sweeney. But you get the idea. If you're going to stop making it available so people can buy it, or in my case, make it to where I can't use the newer version because you chose to use Steam and Steam chose to deprecate, sabotage Windows 7, that's fine. Then we're going to work around it, and I'm not going to play the game that requires that I use anything above Windows 7. I don't have to. I can just play the older game and play. It's a game. I wanted a single-player version of Rust when I first saw the modern video game played. And all I have to do to have a single-player version of Rust Legacy is just go to one of the many servers nobody's on and play. And occasionally I get interrupted, and that actually makes it interesting. It gets boring after a while when I run out of experiments. But yeah. Oh, and the other one I'll just do really quickly. Don't retaliate, and you will be rewarded. That was trending today. Let's talk licensing and agreements. The United States made a bunch of treaties and agreements with Native Americans and violated every single one of them. And we've just violated, because the President of the United States actually did this, virtually every trade agreement we have on the planet. That means they're null and void. That means all treaties should be considered null and void because they are connected. Every country should do the following, and this is what I'm asking everyone else to do. If you are a person running a country and watch a YouTuber like me, which is dumb, refuse to allow any form of commerce between the United States and your country until, quote, they are all gone. Don't specify what kind of gone or the they. All of them have to be gone. Again, I'm bringing this up about politics, but it's the same kind of concept. When you take away fair dealing, fair use, fairness, justice, you deserve the shit you get. Everybody on this planet needs to help all of America by helping us get rid of this dictator, by refusing to do business with us outright. It's not about tariffs. Bar shipments from going to the United States and coming from the United States in your country. Just say we're not going to do business with you until all of them are gone. Use that wording. All of them. That's all of them. By any means necessary, they have to be gone. Him yelling tariff, tariff, tariff. If everyone says no, literally until they're all gone, and it doesn't matter if it's 4 years from now, you say he's not gone. All of them have to be gone. Make it really clear how bad you have to want to be an international non-protectionist country. Make everybody understand it. America was only great when we had free trade. America was only great when we went out of our way to try to make our country better. I don't know if the New Deal was all that great, but it did make us end up great. So, yeah. And this is the same shit that caused the last stock market crash and the depression. And this is intentional. This is burning down your building and collecting the insurance. But anyway, totally not related to the software and video gaming industry in general. In general, it's the software industry. Same thing with firmware. If you're not aware of it, computers have hit a bottleneck at just below 4 gigahertz because there is a practical limit to a board that can have any more than a certain number of functions and hardware layers that can take up this much space. Basically, the size of your head for a computer is limited to, let's say, 5 gigahertz. Real speed. Yes, I know you're going to actually, down in the comment section. No, we're limited to below 5 gigahertz on a practical process for process speed. I'm not talking about the GPU having multi-layered chips stuck right next to each other to just get another gigahertz out. We're at that limit. So now the only way to speed up computers is to make operating systems less bloated and less badly written, which means Microsoft Corporation should go out of business within a few years. They know that. So what do? They bloat it up with crap they can make money off of while they can to line their golden parachutes by sticking AI in every goddamn thing. And while we're on that, software and all this, websites, they don't owe you anything. If YouTube goes out of business, they haven't taken anything from you, even if you paid for it, because you were paying for access to a service where they had to do all the other work. Download all your videos and close your accounts day. We did that once. We did the anti-purge day where every one of us went out of our way under threat from YouTube to just kill off our own accounts and make new ones. False churn like that really pisses off investors. Same thing with phone industry. I used to work at a company that did investigating of fraud for Nextel, among other things. Mostly I was just doing ordinary phone calls, obviously, phone service. But one of the things we noticed is that people would, in protest, take all of their phones and disable them and shut down their accounts in protest of any kind of price hike. And then buy a brand new phone with that, 1 penny for the phone and the rest of it's the $20 and start all over again. Eliminating your ability to upsell them after they had the phone for 6 months. Telling everybody very clearly, I'd rather have a burner phone than a phone that burns me. Consumers, and especially hackers that have turned into consumers like me, and some of you consumers who've turned into hackers, I thank all of you for participating in our little universe, have driven companies to the point of almost going out of business, to the brink of insanity. And that's what you should do. That's why I'm asking every country on the planet to boycott the United States bidirectionally and let us stand on our own 2 feet. Because the crap that we're going through right now would go away if we only used just our own resources. We can, but then we figure out what it's really like to be an independent nation. And everybody will say, oh, that's why we didn't do that last time and get away with it. Reality is the best teacher, including the delusional that ignore it. They don't have a choice. They learn. And if they don't learn, well, they just die off and we don't need them anymore. Tough love. I want Canada and Mexico to literally block off the border and force everybody to return to home countries and start over. Start negotiating again and be hardballs about it. I think that would do us a lot of good here. Most of us need this little brat spanked. We can't do it because he's made it illegal to do so. He's now giving everybody Trump loyalty pins to wear to prove they're part of his cabal. Great way to identify them. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. And it's totally not a swastika. Everything's fine. Nor a double lightning.